Welcome to the Lazaro Lab. I'm Ryan Lazaro.
And I'm Matt Lazaro, and we are back. Back at it again. Ryan, his first appearance back after a short hiatus for training.
Been in the mountains all this time.
He's been running like a madman now that he's a professional. Can you tell us a little? Look at all the medals he has.
It's all show, no go. Bought them.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, right? You pay a lot for these Ram races.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we wanted to do like a end of 2023 recap. Can you please shut your phone off? Crying out loud. No, I'm playing. Sorry if that hurts your ears, guys. So 2023 recap for the races. This is your third trifecta.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. Ryan set a course record for for guys that have arms over 18 inches. I think you should get a special medal if you have a certain amount of muscle on you.
I mean, everyone else looks the same.
No, they don't. No, but so 2023 race recap. You know, so we which one did you do this year?
First one was the Monterey Super.
And the Super is a 10K.
Yeah, Super is the 10K.
Yeah.
Then was the San Luis Obispo Beast,
Yep.
which you were at that one.
Ryan convinced me. He said, "Oh, I have an extra ticket." 5 weeks before the race, and
Plenty full time to be ready.
not really, but I did it anyways. It did okay. Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
No. Then just yesterday we finished the 5K sprint in
Yep.
Rancho Seco.
Yep.
And then he did the 10K and the 5K.
Back to back. I had to get my trifecta. I didn't bring my medals. I was joking when I texted Ryan, and he took it serious. And he has like 9 more medals in his backpack. And so his backpack weighs like 23 pounds right now.
Just 2023.
Yeah, so I just wanted to put them all together. Can you show the viewers what they can get if they suffer from 3 races in 1 year? Looks like that. Yeah. No. Yeah. And then the red's on top.
It'd be not better if it was not all connected. But
Yeah, that's true.
You get it.
So they convince you to do all the 3 major races.
They give you one piece, and then you're like, well,
How come I don't have another piece? It's a brilliant marketing strategy they've been using for a very long time.
works.
Yep. I'll never forget the first year that we did all 3, 2017.
Yeah.
Remember, we got done running that race and we were expecting like a nice big old medal.
Oh, yeah.
The trifecta medal.
That was after the
Beast in Tahoe.
Tahoe Beast, yeah. We thought we'd get one. They're like, no, you just put them together.
Yeah.
But
No.
you got to do 2
Yes.
in 1 year.
To get a special
6
medal.
in 1 year.
Yeah. So I wasn't about to do that. But yeah, so how did placing go for you this year overall? You exceed expectations?
Yeah, just kind of jogged it out. And
Oh, shut up.
well, I thought I did terrible yesterday. Horrible.
Yeah, but you
Felt terrible.
So that was the 5K, which is it ended up being more than the 5K. It's like 3.5 miles.
But that was like 47th of 2,000, so
Not bad.
Good, yeah.
Pretty good. Top 2% in the world
For that
race.
that race that day.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I was happy on my Saturday race. I was top 5% finishers. Pretty satisfied considering just got back into running. Only reason I'm doing it is so Ryan doesn't get exponentially better than me. Trying to catch up still. He's still a little bit ahead.
That's why I decided to go further.
So tell him, Ryan. Tell him what you decided and committed to
We
already.
did the 5, we did the 10, we did the 21, did them multiple times. So we decided to do. Decided to do an ultra.
He decided to do. And tell the listeners what an ultra is.
50K.
In other words, 31-ish miles. So it's not even jumping from a half marathon to a marathon, which is 26.2. It's jumping from a half marathon to an ultra marathon.
What's a few extra?
It's a little more than a few. Yeah, a 50K. Typically, you run the Beast course twice in a day.
And then some.
And then some. Yeah, actually,
The
yeah,
extra
they add.
loop usually to make up for a few miles.
Yeah. I'd say, I mean, how do you remember how your Monterey race went, your 10K? You feel like you did pretty good?
Yeah,
as good as you
was
could?
pretty decent.
Toro Park, that's where the race was at. It's a pretty, actually, hilly,
Yeah, that was a good race.
lots of hills.
Yeah.
Hills and sand. That's how I would describe Toro Park.
Definitely could have been better prepared. If I did it now, it'd be really good. But the longest I ran up to that one was only 4 miles. And then did that.
That's pretty brutal. That one's always one of the hardest supers, in my opinion, to do. That's a gnarly 10K. San Luis Obispo, we all did.
Yep.
We had a couple folks join us. Yeah, everyone did pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. I think everyone experienced cramps.
Towards mile 10, mile 10-ish, because at that point,
prior to that, we didn't go further than that.
Longest trail run prior to that was a 10-miler.
So it's going to be a rude awakening if we don't train right for the ultra.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Like, I've been averaging 18-ish to 20 miles a week for the last month, maybe. And the super, I felt really good. So mileage-wise, you got to run an average of 20 miles a week to do really good at a 10K. And then
if you're not a runner
if you're not a runner already, which I'm not, and if you are training for a...
me.
Shut up. Whatever. You got to run the same one next year. November, it says. It says November. It's
Oh,
back
they have
there.
one again?
Yep. So we'll race. We'll do all of them again, back to back. Well, no. You run the 10K hard, fast as you can, and I'll run the 5K as fast as I can.
It's probably not going to be exactly the same.
Close enough. I guess we got to do both. See who survives. Who wants to see it? Everyone vote. Send in your votes, guys. No, I'm joking. Actually, I don't.
Facebook Live. That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be funny. So yeah, training. What would you say is the most important aspect of training right now?
Getting outdoors, getting the miles in, getting the long runs, getting in the hills.
Running hills
Incline.
helps a lot.
Even if you just walk them and then run.
Power hike them.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
That'd be sufficient. But if I can't get 25 miles
a week?
some of these weeks. No, like in one day.
Oh, yeah.
In one day.
Oh, I know.
I can't do that.
You know, if you run a 25-miler, you're going to just run an extra 1.2 to be like, I ran a marathon.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the messed up part about all that. All while doing this, we're attempting to maintain a certain amount of strength, pretty much maintain our overall strength with our basic lifts and everything. And I'm probably going to drop in weight if I end up doing the race for sure, just because.
Bring you to like 180. Right?
I'm gonna punch you. I'd be barely 200. I'd be around 200 pounds if I lost 10 pounds. Okay.
Well, maybe for like 175.
Yeah, Ryan walks around at like 195.
No. Although I didn't lose any weight
training
for the
both
beast.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean you weren't. I feel like you ran more prior to all of that, right?
Yeah.
What would you? I don't know. Everyone is always excited after they complete any race, and they end up signing up for something a little harder. What do you recommend after experiencing all the races, with the exception of the ultra? What do you recommend people do?
Well, depends on what they're ready for. I mean, anyone can do the sprint.
Yeah.
Anyone can do the sprint. Anyone could probably even do the super, just a long hike.
Yeah, pretty much.
But if you decide to do the beast,
it's pretty different.
You probably should be doing mileage, 10, 12 mile hikes, 15-mile hikes.
Well, you should be running at least 20 miles a week.
Yeah.
or 20. Yeah, you should be
Cumulatively.
accumulate at least 20 a week. I think leading up to that, I was only up to about 16 to 18 towards the end, but I had to titrate it up because I went from 0 mileage to whatever I could tolerate, basically.
But you should be able to at least comfortably run a consistent, comfortable pace for 10 miles.
Yeah.
If you can do 10 miles consistently, you'll be fine at the beast.
Yeah.
And then have some grip strength.
Yeah, the obstacles, I'd say, they get progressively more difficult in the longer races, which is more funny because, like,
you're more tired.
You're way more tired. You're way more fatigued, and then it's like way harder from a grip standpoint.
Yeah,
I'd say most people. What do they say? Like, the percentage of success rates on certain obstacles. Like the Olympus is pretty low.
Yeah, maybe like 30-40%. Same thing with the rope climb.
Stairway to Sparta.
That's lower.
That's really low. So
yeah, I mean, you really just need to work on pull-ups.
Yep.
Pull-ups and rows and
a lot of people get destroyed though in
farmer carries.
In the carries.
Yeah.
I know
carries. Yeah.
Sandbag carries and the bucket carry. You shouldn't have to put it down.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people, they're dying carrying the buckets.
I think in my first couple.
Well, yeah.
I did.
That was a long time ago prior to you've been working on your running for almost 2 years now.
No.
Realistically.
No, because I stopped.
Well, but still, you got right back into it.
I had to start from ground zero, barely able to ride a mile.
It's not ground zero.
Back to ground zero.
Don't let Ryan fool you guys.
We did the Beast and Paseanes. And then after that, boom, immediately stopped. Didn't run the mile until... I think I tried and it felt terrible. Tried too soon.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped. But this time, we're not stopping.
Well, you can't if you're...
We are not stopping. We're going in.
Why are you saying we?
Ultra.
I didn't commit to the ultra yet, okay? Technically. I'll probably end up doing it, though. I just wanted to give myself some more trail runs underneath my belt before...
Don't really know what to do with that one, with everybody.
What do you mean?
Because I just feel like everyone's going to be different places. People are going to start drifting away.
Well, I think if I do it, as long as you don't run too fast, I'll stay with you. I'll be the same pace as you. So if one of us falls apart, we just got the other one has to carry the other guy.
They're just going to leave. It's about the time. No.
Yeah. I mean, is there a time cap?
I don't know.
I don't think so, right?
It better be later than what it was yesterday because when we were driving away,
oh yeah, that was
they were like packing up
3:30, but that was just super though. I mean, that was a sprint. That was
we messed up.
You better be
like, yeah, you guys, you can finish if you want, but we're leaving.
Yeah, I saw some of the volunteers start their race like right when I was getting all my stuff. They were standing out in the fields the whole time, and they come back in and they do the whole course, which is kind of crazy to think.
But if you volunteer, you get to do it for free.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
Kind of free.
Well, it depends.
You still gotta be there all day.
Yes, exactly. You're being a slave for like 8 hours. So you're making like $6 an hour to get one free race when you probably just get a regular job, and it's probably cheaper that way. But whatever. Some people like to volunteer. I don't blame them. They must make a lot of money though, because they're almost all volunteers, right?
I think without the exception of the announcer and...
It's a brilliant strategy.
I don't know some of the other people, because they're the same people I noticed.
Oh yeah, it's always the same announcer since back in the day.
They're going everywhere.
Yeah. That's pretty...
But all the other people volunteer.
Yeah. I'd say that getting ready for this next season... It's going to be kind of interesting. A lot of people do it for the first time. Actually, just yesterday.
Yeah.
My wife and son did it for the first time. They did pretty good. They're a little sore today, but other than that, we'll see if I can convince them to do another one. Probably not, but
Yeah. I think some of our other family, they might take on the venture.
What do you mean, the 50K?
No.
Oh,
Like maybe the trifecta.
oh, maybe.
No.
Well, Austin did his. He's
He
done.
did
right?
his, but then he said he doesn't think he's going to do the ultra. Because the
He
beast
won-
took 3-ish hours,
Yeah.
so
So double
we
it.
would probably
yeah.
double that and then some
And then some. So 7 to 8. Right.
or more. That's
Ooh.
saying you perfectly duplicate it again, which is not going to
Oh
happen.
man, that pace. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's close to possible, and then maybe the last, I hope, no longer than 3 miles will be.
Gruesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if I can handle longer than 3 miles of cramps.
The nicest part is like even on the 10K, like you're basically just racing to the next obstacle.
Yeah.
They kind of bunch them up enough to where you're not running too far.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I feel
not a
like
nonstop.
yeah.
I don't even think you're running for a mile straight.
No, I don't even think like even on the 10K I did, there was one stretch that was maybe almost a mile. So in the
Yeah.
beginning, it's like half a mile to your first obstacle, but it's a small obstacle, so you don't really slow down that much.
I'm sure with the ultra, there'll probably be like a 5-mile stretch.
Of just
running.
running, yeah, but that helps me. Like having to stop to use my upper body on something else, it actually helps. You know, being able to do the obstacle, immediately get off of it, and start running again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of hard though.
But yeah, I only do these to keep myself accountable for cardio, or else I would probably not run at all.
Yeah. The problem with running is if you're not just a naturally talented runner, which we're not, you have to. We're not. It's okay. We're built for speed, not for distance.
I'm a jogger.
Jogger, yeah. If you don't constantly stay on top of it, it just goes away really quickly. And I don't think you have to put in major mileage, but the stimulus it has to be there. Like you have to be able to run an out. Like once you start breaking into those 10Ks, you got to get used to running for an hour or longer.
Yeah.
Easily. Like that's very uncomfortable nonetheless.
Yeah, I think the beast I did last year, I was cramping up for off and on for quite a while. Well, definitely more miles than what I was for this past one. So that's
Oh yeah, it just gets a little bit better.
huge improvement.
Wow.
But these are leaps and bounds to not cramp on the ultra.
And I would say overall the main thing that I've been finding out is building better durability is what's going to keep you going in the running simply because
just doing something for hours.
yeah, so muscular endurance from a leg standpoint because it's typically muscular as an issue that I run into before cardiovascular. Like obviously you can just go slower,
down,
yeah. But if you're slowing down and you're progressive, your legs are failing you. Like in San Luis Obispo, I just recall so many guys in purple jerseys limping and just barely walking. They looked really, really bad. So I don't want to be that person. I want to be able to run the whole time for the most part.
Yeah, just a steady pace.
What do you want to do? 9.5 minute mile, maybe.
First loop.
If you run that fast for the first loop, I don't think you're going to make it through the second loop. The 20-minute mile after that.
Yeah, I'll be done by like
Fudge. You'll be done
mile
when it's
8.
dark. Yeah. Let's talk nutrition, actually. So I think we've learned a lot about fueling for long sessions.
The main things that I've been using to fight cramping and fatigue, inflammation has been the LMNT electrolyte drink.
I actually have a pack right here.
And then also midway through my beast, I'll eat a Tahitian treat CBD.
Yeah.
And so that helps. And then probably another one after I'm done.
Yep.
We'll do some gel packs.
Yeah, I used a goose, right? I used a goose too. I've been seeing all these fancy ones on the market, and I don't know. The goose seem fine to me. They're cheap compared to
Maybe
everything
they'll
else.
sponsor us.
Goo, if you're listening to this, who owns him though? It's not Goo. It's something else.
I don't know.
If you want 2 hybrid, semi-professional amateur athletes that do semi-okay in the races to represent you, make sure you send us some free goos. Or we should just probably be a wholesaler because we can. But yeah, goo packs. I found that when I'm pushing a race pace, I usually want 100 calories per 35 to 40 minutes personally. But that's only if I know that I have to go for more than an hour. So on the 10K, I just took one prior.
Yeah.
And then I mixed an element pack because I didn't want to carry any water. I threw half a pack inside of one of the cups at the water stations and drank that.
So you just dumped it in there?
I dumped it in there and drank that halfway through, and that's all I had because I didn't want to stop at any other water stations. So I stopped at one water station out of 6 for that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I wanted to stop even on my 5K. It's thirsty.
Hey, well, you were maxing your heart rate out, right?
In the first
5-minute mile in the beginning.
Yeah. by half a mile, I was already taxed. My legs could go, but my heart couldn't go. It was like max heart rate.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Mile 4, there for me in the 10K, there was a really decent stretch, and so that I was trying to run. For me, that's fast, especially after doing hella obstacles already.
Yeah.
Soaking wet by that time too. So, one of the unique aspects of a Spartan race is water. So they'll get you hella wet or you'll be inundated with mud. So you have to have good shoes. So my shoes were full of mud, rocks, and water. And I was wet up to my waist.
That means I was wet up to my neck.
Yeah. What would you say the most difficult obstacle is?
The dunk wall.
It's funny. Hella people, it's like nothing to them.
I love it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, I love the water.
We haven't done a water obstacle in a long time.
So out of all the 3 races, this was the only one that had water.
Yeah. And it was a lot of water because
walking through water,
walking
through mud, walking through the lake to go in the dunk tank.
And then going under the dunk.
That was the last obstacle.
Yep.
So
I like it. So you feel really obligated to do it because all the photographers are there. People
there was
are at
no
the
one
end.
there. Oh no.
Yeah. Usually it's kind of it's like, towards the end,
like
but
tucked
not
away.
Yeah. But they put
it's right
there
in
front of the beach. The first time I did it, oh man, I felt like it was a shock. Yeah. That freaked me out. I was like, I can't breathe.
Took a couple cold water showers just to get acclimated to it.
Didn't help.
That's pretty bad.
And then the second day, when I did the 5K,
you said it wasn't that bad.
It was not as bad, but I didn't want to do it. Like I already had in my mind that Stacia and Maxwell weren't going to do it. But then after Stacia ended up soaking wet, she just ran in the water, was just going to do it. So I didn't want to be a bitch, so I had to do it. It always amazes me. I know I always say this. It always amazes me how many people don't actually train to do these things.
Our first one, we didn't.
I mean, I trained a little bit more than you.
Yeah, but then after that, I started running a lot for the first trifecta.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, a lot of people do not.
Well, I can kind of get the 5K. The 5K, even if you don't train, you do a 20-minute mile, you're going to be done in an hour and a half or something like that. Mm-hmm. Whatever, right? But if we start getting into the longer distances,
like 10 and
10,
13,
21K, fudge. That's brutal. On the last beast, San Luis Obispo, we expected good weather, and then it got hot.
It was real good weather.
Yeah. And
80-degree weather.
80 degrees when we've been running.
That was just last month.
Yep. We were running in 50 degree prior to it, and then all of a sudden there was this heat wave. And fortunately, I had plenty of, I brought extra electrolytes that saved me. But
I even had to refill my pack.
Yeah, me too.
Taking cups of water, like.
I know. It felt like 100 degrees out there. But the thing that got me was seeing all these people throwing up, and you're getting probably heat exhaustion, or they may be taking too many goo packs, not enough water.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them don't even eat those, so they don't even know how their body does with them, and then they try to run.
So
Like,
here,
oh, my stomach hurts.
Here's the thing: you have to do practice runs, like it's a
With
part
your
of
gels,
with your
if you're gonna do it.
gels. You have to try it. You have to see how your stomach's going to do. You have to.
What if you get the shit?
That happens though. People get diarrhea when they're racing.
I mean, there's a couple bathrooms, but
Yeah. You know, if
Not
you
for that one,
you
I don't
really
think
well,
only-
just the porta potties, just the
Yeah.
random at the water stations. There's always a porta potty at most of them. Well, because the people who work the water stations,
Yeah, they have to go somewhere.
yeah. But yeah, it's pretty messed up. But you have to train like you're going to race. Like
Yeah.
you have to spend time doing that.
unless you're
Otherwise-
just a beast, you can just do it with nothing. Which there's some out there, but
yeah, but even the people that do that,
why
they'll
feel
do-
shitty if you don't have to?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, you're gonna feel shitty anyways. So
Yeah.
why not like feel less shitty during the process?
Yep.
You know, I'd say that's probably the biggest thing is like figuring out your hydration, figuring out how many calories you probably should be intaking to the span of the duration of the actual race, depending on the length of the race.
Yeah.
What
you
are
don't need to do anything too fancy eating wise.
No,
You don't need to start loading up like crazy because then you're gonna have to take a big shit when you're running.
do not. So here's the thing: do not eat a ton of fiber or a ton of fat the day before. You know, like that's just the worst thing you could do. Like the easier the foods that you eat to digest, the better off you're going to be, because otherwise, like Ryan said, you don't want to have to go to the bathroom when you're on the race, because your nerves are going, your heart rate's higher than normal, you're all excited, they're pumping you up. You're like, yeah, and then about a mile into it, you're going to be shitting yourself and then really upset.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's all bad. So, let's see, what else we got to cover? So, 2024 plans, 50K Spartan race. What else? We're going to do a couple of DECA races or the High Rocks.
Oh man, that's after that.
Obviously, it's after, not before. If you're in shape,
I don't want to
for
add
a
that into
50K,
there.
I'm talking about later in the year, because that's just early spring.
Yeah.
So
That's just March.
that's March. That's
yeah.
early spring. So we still got.
May.
What are we going to do in the summer? What are we going to do in the fall, the winter?
Summer.
You know.
I mean, there's a small possibility I might do the trifecta too, but I don't know if I'll be able to run after the ultra.
Oh, you mean you want to do the trifecta in that
I have a couple races too.
in
I
that
still have a
same
beast.
weekend?
No, that year.
Oh, that's
I still have a
different.
beast I need to use.
Oh man, you already. That's weird. They won't credit you like what different race. You have to use it as a beast.
No, but
So you can do ultra, then beast, then super, then sprint again.
no, that'd be pretty good.
You better be setting some records.
Yeah, right.
You gotta place top 5 in the open at least.
Yeah, it's possible.
I always thought it was possible, but now that I'm in the 40s, those guys win everything. The guy who won everything yesterday,
Super
he was 47.
fast.
Yeah, there's no way. So I'm happy. Top 5%. If I could continue to finish, I'm not trying to finish top 5% for the ultra. If I end up doing that, I just want to finish. I just want to finish in 7 to 8 hours, like that
Yeah.
range.
Just finishing is probably enough for that one.
Look, if we had to do it right now, we could do it. It would just take like 12 to 13 hours. But I don't want to do it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a difference. See, here's the thing. Like I always think let's talk a little bit about goal setting. I think there's different levels to goal setting, in the sense that I think the more precise you should be with the goal, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah.
So like my goal with the 10K, because this was the first race this year that I ran just straight, right? Not trying to run with people, not trying to, because with the beast, I felt a little bad because Ryan convinced Dennis to run, even though he probably had the flu again.
Oh, he gets
He gets sick every
sick
time we do
during
the beast.
the beast.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
Dennis has ran 2 beasts or 2 half marathon sick. Yeah, he did okay. We still finished in 3 hours. Dennis has already done 2 different beasts.
One last year and this year.
Yeah, and he was conveniently sick for both. The funny part is the one last year, you just picked him up on the way there, right?
Oh yeah. He probably definitely shouldn't have did that one. This one, he was better.
He was better. I just pushed him. I felt bad because I was rushing him through the water stations. He was like, "I drank all my water." Well, we had fun. It was a good one, but I didn't want to go full blast because that was my first long race after not doing anything for a very long time. So yeah, the 10K went really good. Sent it, but But from a goal standpoint, my goal in that race was to finish top 10%. Just because, I feel like there needs to be something specific to chase, and so I knew what type of time I needed to shoot for, and I ended up in the top 5%. So I was really satisfied with that.
I guess if there was 100 people doing the ultra, I'd want to be at least top 20, 25.
Top 20%, right? Top 25%.
Yeah.
You want higher?
Probably higher, but I don't know how likely that is.
Top 10%, guys. That's what we're going for.
Athlete.
We're going for top 10%. I think it's more of a grit thing, like because if we were looking at some of the average times, right?
Yeah.
For some of the courses, and on average, most people finish in that 12-hour range. The vast majority, right?
Depending on the race.
Depending on the race, it's like, and then there's a big bunch. There's a small percentage that finish in the 5 to 6 hour range. Those are really, really
maybe less than 10.
Yeah, it's very few of them. And then there's a ton of people. All of a sudden there's a whole bunch within that 7 to 8 hour range.
Yeah.
So that 7 to 8 hour range is the goal.
I guess 10%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be rough.
We're up against people who have probably already ran marathons, who are 50 pounds lighter, who specialize in running, and not to say that's an excuse. It's just, it's harder to compete with people who are better at something already. Right. And so this is why you got to train. I personally am still worried because 4 months, right? How many weeks? 16 weeks?
16 weeks.
16 weeks as of this week.
Just gonna miraculously go
from running 20 miles a week to 60 miles a week eventually, because that's on average what you should be clocking. To do a 30-mile race, you should be doubling the mileage in total throughout the week. According to some of the stuff, I'm not a running coach or anything like that.
Need a shoe sponsor too.
Preferably Ultra or Topo, because of the nice wide toe box like this.
Those mileage definitely.
Well, I already bought another pair of shoes. Fortunately, I got them on sale. You should look at them. You should consider them.
Yeah, give them a go.
Ultra, if you're listening, we need you. At least give us wholesale price, because I think when you're a heavier runner, we destroy the shoes a lot faster.
Yeah. Maybe make a thick boy trail running shoe. Extra cushion.
So the new Mount Blanc trail shoe of mine is going to have the same padding, so there's more cushion.
Did you get them?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, those don't come out till March. So,
okay.
So I'm hoping to get those before the race.
Yeah, hopefully you could.
Because I got another pair. No, I'm not gonna bring them. I'm just gonna wear them.
No, you're gonna have to switch shoes midway through.
Those ones away, faster lap. Yeah. Right. But no, they come with a carbon full plate to help give you that nice rebound. And it protects your foot against the rocks, so your foot won't fold over the rock. And then it comes with the toe box now, and then the same good laces, and lighter, and it has carbon in it. Whether that does anything for us, I highly doubt it. But mentally, I think it is. But yeah, shoe sponsor would be really nice because shoes are. We burn through them. I never thought I would say I have, I did a couple 100 miles in these shoes already.
It's not even because I'm burning rubber running fast. Probably I'm dragging my feet.
Especially on
jogging
the pavement.
On the pavement trail.
Yeah. Yeah, this is very true. I still want to find a road shoe that I like, and I think I might actually go to the Ultra they're called the Fords. They're super light. I tried them on.
Probably break down.
Probably would
Break down.
break. What do you mean break
Forward.
You're stupid. But yeah, no, we should shoes, guys. Find the right shoe. Find one that fits. Find that one that's super comfortable. We recommend. I personally recommend Ultra or Topo.
Yeah. Both good. Both
Are
comfortable.
really, really good. A lot of people like Hoka's. If you got narrow feet, totally go for it. I know Saucony makes some good shoes, Brooks, but still, they're all too. They don't have enough space. When we're talking about toe box, this part needs to be wider because I tend to have the
It's just more comfortable. There's more space for your feet.
Yeah.
To move.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, I think.
And if you need electrolytes, CBD, we got you covered.
Absolutely.
Got all those. So.
Yep. So, anything else you want to cover?
If you want to join the team.
Yeah, if you want to be an idiot and run long distances in the hills and mountains.
Oh. I think I start with the sprint.
Nope. Oh yeah, I forgot. Where were we talking about before? I feel like no. Yeah. Goal. If you decide to do something like this, you need to be specific with how you want the outcome.
Yeah.
I firmly believe if you go into it being like I hope just to finish, you're never gonna perform the way
you're not gonna train enough to
exactly. But that right there is you're not going to do enough work leading up to it, getting there, so then that you perform even better during the race because all the work happens before the race. That's 1% of all the work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, shoot for something realistic, and if it happens, cool. If it doesn't,
well, yeah. So, like, if you've never ran more than 2 miles, don't expect to, and just set some records.
The mileage, what would it be? How long it takes to do per mile is very perceived different because you're uphill. Got a consideration.
Trail running.
And obstacles, so
trail running, and if you live out like where we live, we don't have really trails or hills to train on, so we run a lot on the road and on the levees, and so it's completely different than actually running on a trail. So that's why once a week we try to run on the trail. We go to Folsom, Auburn, the Bay Area has a ton of different places. Livermore, Dublin. All those places, right?
Yep, those are all good.
Yeah. So, if you want, if you're on Strava, you can join Thick Boy Running Club, and
don't judge my speed.
You can only join if you weigh 200 pounds, though. So, but if you're shorter, if you're like Ryan's height, at least minimum 180, or you got to bench 300. So, if you don't, you can't join. We're not going to approve you. Any other advice, one professional to the crowd?
No, I think we covered all the bases.
Yep.
Prepare. Be prepared.
Be over prepared, I would say.
Be realistic. Do your research.
Yes. All the above. Give yourself something to achieve. But, go for it. I don't care whether it's a Spartan race, a regular race, whether you want to do a CrossFit competition. In all forms of competition, literally you need to over prepare. Don't be a cop out and say, I just want to do it to have fun. Because people, here's the thing, I call bullshit. People don't do things for fun. They do things and they say they're doing it for fun because they don't want to take responsibility for when they do bad. Because then you've not committed to your full potential. At least you're saying you didn't. So you'll say things like, "Oh, well, I'm just doing this for fun," which I guess maybe some people do, but for the most part,
don't you want to have fun, not feeling as terrible?
Yeah, it's like, don't you want to perform at a certain level? So like I said, don't be a freaking cop out. At least do all the work, so you can come out knowing that you tried your best, that you were prepared, to your fullest, and performed as well as you really want to. And I think that's what keeps. I really feel like that's what keeps us doing this kind of stuff, because it's that accountability, knowing that you got to show up regardless.
Yeah, I cannot miss runs, because if I do, oh man,
It's
very
terrifying.
different than strength training.
Strength training is fun compared to this.
It's like, oh, if I don't bench this week, it's okay. I might be even stronger next week.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if I don't run the 6 miles,
Yep.
I'm gonna feel terrible next week.
He's not wrong. All right, so we're going to be doing more podcasting. Probably drop another one before the end of the year. What things do you want to hear us talk about for next year? And if you want to join the Thick Boy Running Club, let us know. Slide into the DMs and tell us. We're on Strava, and you can find us at Lazaro Nutrition. If you need help with getting ready for whatever competition that you're doing, let us know. We help with all those things.
Yep.
Peace out.
Later.